But what are some of the teams that have surprised you that are doing well?
I have a couple, but I'll start with like my biggest surprise. My biggest surprise is the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I understand they haven't really played anyone like too great yet. Like they played the Lions and the Giants, and they beat the Lions 27-23, and they beat the Giants 17-13. But I have always been very critical of Trubisky. As I'm sure if you watch some of our older videos, you'll see how much I talk about him, to say the least. But he's been pretty impressive this year, honestly. And his teammates were raving about him, and I see why they were raving about him. He's doing pretty solid. And them being 2-0 is pretty surprising. And another team that I have that's very surprising that it's 2-0 are the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, that I'm pretty shocked about.
Yeah.
Especially them going into
New Orleans.
I mean, beating New Orleans. I know it was in Vegas, but and I'm not surprised they beat Carolina, but
Yeah.
I am surprised that their roster their roster makeup right now is 2-0, and I'm pretty surprised by that, given how they don't have anyone who can cover really. They don't have pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
So with that missing, how are you 2-0 right now, especially since you played the Saints early on?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your take on it? You think they're going to keep this up, or?
I don't know, because they haven't played anyone in their division yet, and their division kind of scares me a little bit. The way the Chargers looked against the Chiefs, of course, and then I don't know, man. I don't know if they're not going to finish 16-0, of course, but they look good. Like, I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I could see them winning like 8 games.
Okay.
They definitely surprised me. They definitely look better than what I thought they would.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they put up 30-plus points in both games.
Both games. They put up 34 2 times back to back, which is one of the highest scoring teams.
And the Saints' defense is not a joke.
No, it's not.
What I mean, Carolina might be in a rebuild, but the Saints are not a joke on defense at all.
Well, I agree. And then a couple other surprising teams I had. Well, surprising to me is I had Pittsburgh. Yeah, I understand they beat the Giants, but them beating the Broncos that was a good win. Them being 2-0. The Steelers, I mean, their offense looks pretty good. I mean, their defense, of course, we knew it was going to be really good, but their offense looks solid.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I am.
I'm not.
I wasn't high on Pittsburgh. I know you kind of like. I know you like them a little bit, but I was never too.
I mean,
high on them
I don't think they've proved that much yet. I mean, they beat the Giants. Okay, fair enough. And then they beat the Driscoll Broncos.
Yeah.
The Denver IRs, basically.
Still,
The Denver injury reserves with Sutton. He just tore his ACL. Philip Lindsay was out, and then Drew Lock got hurt. Their corners were banged up. It was tough. So AJ Bouye was out.
And then my last surprise team. It's not really a surprise, but a team that's doing better than I expected them to do so far was the Arizona Cardinals.
Absolutely, I agree with that. 100%.
Because them beating the 49ers was week 1. That was before all the injuries. They beat them, and that was a good game too. They played very well, and then they beat Washington. But I'm still kind of high on Washington, and they looked really good in that game.
The Washington game really caught my eye with Arizona. I thought that was like a big, because I thought Washington was going to cover for sure. I didn't think it was going to be
Washington was going to win.
I didn't think it was going to be a blowout like that. Yeah, that was your upset.
That was my upset.
I was just pretty surprised about how flat Washington looked on offense.
Yeah.
Against a defense that isn't very special at all.
No.
So
very young too. Have some young players in there. What about you? Any other surprises?
Not off the top of my head. I don't have any surprises, honestly. That I could.
But those are like my surprises. Those are my 4 teams that they're all 2-0, and I honestly didn't expect any of them to start 2-0.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. So yeah.